we're going to descend more into kind of like a bit more fucked up areas, but not as fucked up as you would think, but more of a
Bring it on,
crazier
motherfucker.
scale. So there was this cult. So here's the question: Aum Shinrikyo is a Japanese cult. Well, was.
Konnichiwa.
It was responsible for a deadly attack using which substance? A. Cyanide. B. Sarin gas. C. Anthrax. Or D. Ricin.
I have no idea.
I have no clue.
I don't know any of these
cyanide.
cults.
I'm gonna go with A.
We'll go with
Cyanide?
Which
Yeah.
one you? Cyanide as well?
Yeah.
It's B. Sarin gas.
Nah.
So just a little bit of
I
a
have no
background. So Aum Shinrikyo, now known officially as Aleph, is a Japanese doomsday cult founded by Shoko Asahara in 1984. It gained international notoriety for carrying out the deadly Tokyo subway sarin attack in 1995.
Oh, I think I heard about this one. Yeah, they poisoned like a fucking train station.
Multiple train stations
Jeez.
with people on them. Yeah.
But like, why?
So
What's the reason behind that? Like,
they
what the fuck?
attracted thousands of followers, including many of Japan's elite academic professional sectors. The group established compounds in Japan and abroad, engaging in businesses and efforts to gain political power. So what started as a cult led into more of a political area. Beyond the sarin attack, they also were involved in violent activities, including of a murder of an anti-cult lawyer, Tatsumi Sakamoto, and his family, as well as another sarin attack in 1994. So basically, any opposition they killed, including their entire families, and
God damn.
they
That's
they
some
had
Yakuza type shit.
they had another sarin attack, which was before the.
But why did they attack random people?
Yeah, what
I
was the
get
motive?
if they feel threatened by someone, they would attack that person, but it seems like just poisoning an entire train station or several train stations, that needs to have another reason.
Yeah, usually with these things, it's like they just ordered to do it without real explanation because,
But
as I said
why?
many times, the leaders are a bit bonkers.
Yeah, but like, for example, if you go back to the cult that we were mentioning before, it's like they believe that if they kill themselves, they ascend to another level of being or existence, something like there's a reason as to how you can convince people to do that.
No. But they were ordered to do it. So they were ordered to do this attack, but doesn't mean that they died in that attack. It was just one of the orders. That
Exactly, but
example,
my question is,
why? follow it?
why?
Yeah, what's the motive?
What's the motive of poisoning a bunch of random people on a train station?
They don't. You
I just felt like it.
felt like it. It could be because the thing is, as well, they're trying to gain political notoriety. It could be a political move.
But then it's
actually,
just terrorism.
at this point, yeah, it was.
This
so
was
it
just straight up terrorism.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, you can't really like answer that as to why you would follow an order because usually cultists in there they just
But
follow
usually,
blindly.
whatever they do, like even terrorists,
They
they
don't
have
follow the
a,
question.
they have a goal. They have an aim. When they blow something up, they have an aim. They want to either punish someone or punish a group of people, or just generally hurt innocent people for the sake of doing that. But there's a point. There's an aim there. My question must be, what is the aim for that cult? Like, what was the cult trying to achieve?
We'll get to
To
that.
just make people scared of them?
No, we'll get to that because they didn't even know it was by them at the time, but we'll get to that. Basically, in March 20, 1995, the cult members raised the sarin and nerve gas on 5 lines of the Tokyo subway. So it was 5 different railways of Tokyo, killing 13 people, severely injuring 50, and causing temporary vision problems for almost 1,000 people. The attack shocked the world and led to a massive crackdown on the cult because the lawyer, the anti-cult lawyer, he was kind of getting close, and that's why they silenced him. And that cult also silenced many of its ex-cultists, the one that left. So majority of people that left were kind of just disappeared, so to speak, including their families, it was one of the biggest like cult cases like there is. And they were trying to crack it down, but the laws in Japan are weird. So until that attack, kind of that was what happening is. And I understand, like, yeah, it's a bit of a It's like, why would you do it, right? And let and it convicted multiple. Asahara was 1 second. Yeah, so the attack basically was broadcast and shocked the world, which is actually why. What if I believe that, like, sometimes I look at the videos and some references, because what they did is they had those bags in what do you call it? They threw those bags in trash cans that people, because the sarin gas, you cannot see that gas, I believe. What happened is some of them had bags with liquids, so the members, all they had to do is just pierce it with a pen, and it will start the chain reaction of producing that gas. So what happened is they would throw those underneath the train station and then would leave, and some of them threw it in the garbage cans, which is why till this day the garbage cans are also checked and monitored all the time. And I believe there is a certain width, like size limit of like how big of an object you can throw in the can. So, but yeah, so despite the crackdown, the group continued under different names, from Aleph, and basically they were always monitored till this day. These factions claim to have renounced their previous violence past and the teaching of Asahara, and he was executed in 2018.
By the state?
Yeah, the Japanese government.
Oh, they have death
that,
penalty?
yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Actually, I have this part written. So Japan still practices capital punishment till this day. Execution in Japan are carried out by hanging, and the country is one
Old
of
school.
the few
God damn.
one of the few advanced nations that retain death penalty. The system is notably secretive. Advanced warning to prisoner or their family, and sometimes the public is only notified after the execution has taken place.
Oh shit! So they'll just kill you and then tell the family afterwards. Yeah, by the way,
Yeah.
we killed him.
Well, if he has,
Fuck.
well, if he has any left, anyways.
I
Yeah.
suppose.
So death sentences in Japan are typically reserved for multiple murders or heinous crimes, and legal process leading to execution involves multiple appeals that can last years. Public opinion in Japan has historically been supportive of the death penalty, with surveys often showing a majority in favor of maintaining it.
I think, like, listen, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but you gotta have a rigorous system to make sure you're not killing the wrong guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if the system is rigorous and you're like 100% sure that you got the correct person, then sure, why not?
Yeah.
In case for Shoko Asahara, the leader, he is the prominent example. He was executed in 2018 again, along with several other members of the cult in their roles of sarin gas attacks on the Tokyo subway and other crimes. The execution of Shiroko members brought Japan's use of death penalty into international focus, highlighting the country's continued commitment to capital punishment despite international human rights advocacy for its obsolescence.
Damn.
Yeah.
So there's no way that's continuing now. With that set in mind.
No, I think they still do it.
Oh, they still do?
They go on with it. Yeah, because, like, listen, the international community can be like, oh no, we don't like that. But, like, in the end, they have no fucking power. Like,
Yeah, of course.
Japan's
but
choice, and as long as the people of Japan support the existence of the death penalty, it'll stay. That's how. I
No,
understood it.
not that. I meant the obsolescence of the cult. I thought that's what he was talking about, not the death penalty.
So the cult is still around.
Yeah, if,
It's
like
still
any
monitored and
people.
around, but they
Oh shit!
go by different names, and they renounce their
But what is
violent
the?
past and
Was
the-
it a religious-based cult?
Aleph. That's what it was.
Like, cause we say cult, and they killed a bunch of people, but like what? Usually, like, for example, the cult of Charles Manson in the '60s. That was it was a race thing, and it was the hippie, like, we want to live free, we don't
Yeah.
want this capitalist society that we have here. Like, they have a sort of, I don't know, a way of life idea,
Yeah.
like a reason why they're all together in that one cult as a group. This one, did it have the same thing? Like, is it a cult that grew off of an existing religion?
Exactly. No.
Or is it a cult that
it was
grew off of trying to be different than the society around them?
It was a doomsday cult, so promising their members to be saved in the end
Right,
of
okay.
when the doomsday came.
Right.
And they had carried out multiple assassinations of previous members and anti-cult members. And after
So what was the belief of that cult?
Hmm?
What was the belief
it was
of that
a
cult?
doomsday cult. So
Again, that's
you die.
that's a broad term, though.
Let me check.
Is there a need for the motive? That's the thing, because I think the motive is kind of necessary, but maybe it's not a motive, it's just plain terrorism, as you were saying earlier.
I mean, it depends. I so far don't really understand what the point of that cult was. Like, yes, a doomsday cult, but what was their belief? What did they believe in?
Maybe they didn't believe 2 nukes was enough.
Should have been 3. No.
No.
But it depends on what the cult believes in. Like, then does it make sense for them to randomly kill people or commit terrorism based on, I don't know, maybe they want to make fear of something, but without knowing anything about the cult.
That's the part I'm confused about.
Because it was also dubbed the religion of the elite. It gained the official status as an organization in 1989 and attracted multiple Japan's elite universities as well. Their early activities, prophecies. They made a bunch of anime and manga as a.
What is the ideology of the cult?
Well, you were talking of them gassing, so maybe that was their ideology was a little plain old.
Like, fucking, no, we need to. Yeah. I want to know the ideology of that cult.
This is really interesting and confusing at the same time. I mean, that's the thing. That's actually the thing with most Asian countries, in my opinion. Even when they do movies and shit, it's always interesting and confusing.
Yeah, but those are the best ones. Like, when
I know. But even this,
if you have an interesting film that's confusing as shit.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
An enjoyable piece of entertainment.
Yeah, it was a blend of elements such as spiritual traditions, including Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity.
In what way?
They threw everything together basically to make people follow them. At its core, their belief system was the idea that the end of the world was imminent, and the only way the cult member was to survive is coming apocalypse would be joining them. So I don't think they had a deadline, but they're like, okay, the end of the world is coming. You wanna
you want to come join us? So
join us. So
the end of the world doesn't affect you.
Exactly. The final conflict between good and evil. Yeah.
What I don't get is why they didn't do it to themselves and just to others.
Because I suppose they wanted to survive the doomsday and not die on the doomsday. Yes, I don't know. I just don't get why they were poisoning fucking train stations.
In the 1995, poisoning is part of their apocalyptic ideology and believe that the end of the world, the cult's leader preached that the world was corrupt and that there was headed towards the inevitable Armageddon, which only his followers could survive. He believed that by initiating a catastrophic event, such as a sarin attack, he could bring the apocalypse. About the apocalypse sooner, thereby saving his followers and destroying the wicked.
Now it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was looking for.
So basically, he promised them that if there needed to be kind of like a doomsday event, such as the gassing of the trains.
Yeah, so he was trying to create the doomsday.
So then the wicked would be cleansed, and that the followers would get what they want sooner.
Okay, that makes sense.
If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe. The notifications bell is right down there as well, next to the subscribe button. And you could follow us on social media. And why don't you also visit Patreon? Did you know we have Patreon? It's Patreon. On Patreon, you get exclusive content for very cheap. Doesn't take a lot, but it will help us create more content.